The Simpsons time machines. Which one is your favorite?
No!
You never know how terrifying the butterfly effect can be. Just because Homer killed a mosquito in the Jurassic era, the butterfly effect occurred, and the Simpson family became slaves to Flanders, obeying his every command. Flanders not only forced them to smile at him,
The hell are you smiling at?
but also planned to use surgery to make them dumb.
Join us, Father.
This terrified Homer, prompting him to flee back to the Jurassic era.
This time I'm not gonna touch a thing.
Unfortunately, he ended up sitting on a fish, Homer altering the future once again. Bart and Lisa turned into giants who lifted the house.
Hey, there's a bug that looks like Dad. Let's kill it.
Before Homer could catch his breath, a dinosaur approached him. Scared, Homer sneezed, causing a chain reaction that knocked the dinosaurs down.
This is gonna cost me.
But this time, the world was perfect, except there were no donuts.
It's raining again.
Feeling hopeless, Homer caused a commotion in the Jurassic era, repeatedly altering the future. Eventually, the exhausted Homer returned to his normal home, though their way of eating was a bit strange.
Close enough.
You never know how magical this watch is. It can not only switch between parallel worlds, but also pause time. Bart and Milhouse pressed the watch, and everything around them came to a standstill. They saw Homer dumping trash in the neighbor's yard, Abe's dentures flying out, and a car crash frozen in time. Bart decided to use the watch for pranks. First, they removed Principal Skinner's pants, causing the students to burst into laughter. Then, they stole Homer's donut, leaving him heartbroken.
I can't go on.
The frequent pranks infuriated Mayor Quimby. He turned off the lights and tracked the culprits through their footprints. Bart and Milhouse made a frantic escape. In a critical moment, they pressed the watch. However, it broke. They were stuck in the time-stopped world. At first, they enjoyed the freedom, but slowly, they began to feel lonely and isolated. Bart missed talking to his mom, and Milhouse wanted to watch his parents argue. So, they began studying clock repair. After 15 years, they finally pieced together the last part. Before resuming time, they found a scapegoat and placed him in front of the crowd. Then, they pressed the watch. The residents swarmed the scapegoat, while Bart and Milhouse quietly slipped away. Do you know what The Simpsons will be like after hundreds of years? Lisa and Bart have transformed into strange creatures, and even Marge is left with just her hair. One day, Homer comes home ready to watch TV, only to notice that the date is displayed on the screen. Annoyed, he fiddles with the remote, not expecting that time on the TV would fast forward rapidly, causing changes in the real Homer as well. By the year 10535, the date finally stops. It's the 16477 episode of The Simpsons. Homer has become a digital life form. As he moves to the kitchen, graffiti creature Lisa and Bart, resembling a pile of something, also appear. Despite their drastic transformations, we can still recognize Marge by her blue hair and Maggie by her love for her pacifier.
Make purchase of the merchandise.
At that moment, Homer suddenly recalls old times, and the world around them transforms. It was the 20,254th episode of The Simpsons.
Still love you, Homer.
Despite countless transformations, The Simpsons have never been apart. Homer looks at his unwavering wife and his 3 adorable kids, and he expresses a heartfelt sigh. Do you know how Bart used a time machine to be rich? Bart found a comic book about time travel at the comic book store. And the next second, a car appeared out of nowhere. It was the scientist's newly invented time machine. Bart sneaked into it and traveled back to 1974, where he met his young father.
You little...
Bart's presence sparked an argument between Marge and Homer. Feeling panicked, Bart discovered that his future changed, becoming a rich kid.
My life might be a hell of a lot better.
This motivated him to further discourage Marge from marrying Homer. Homer was furious and hid in the car, following Bart to the future. In this timeline, Marge was a wealthy woman, and with her rich husband's support, Bart lived a luxury life.
But no, I love my life. I love it not.
Young Homer was extremely jealous, and so was the present Homer. They used the time machine to gather Homers from different timelines to reclaim their lives. However, Bart and his wealthy dad remained unfazed, and within 5 minutes, they defeated all the Homers. At this point, Marge stepped out. Seeing all the Homers piled together, she fell in love, appreciating each sweet and simple Homer, including the caveman Homer. In the end, Marge chose love again and lived a happy life with all the Homers. Do you know why Homer used the time machine to change history? A few days ago, Lisa gave an anti-gun speech that resonated with the townspeople, leading them to surrender their firearms, even the police. The mayor transformed the weapons into a children's playground, allowing kids to slide down them.
The bumps tickle my bottom.
Now, Springfield was completely defenseless, which gave zombie cowboys an opportunity to strike. They attacked the town with guns, and the citizens had no means to defend themselves, letting the invaders wreak havoc. Homer and Marge were forced to play instruments while Bart and Lisa had to dance for entertainment. At this moment, someone pulled Homer away. A scientist presented him with a time machine, urging Homer to go back and ensure that guns would be kept. So, Homer traveled back to the anti-gun rally and urged everyone to keep their weapons to prevent the impending disaster. The townspeople began shooting wildly at the cemetery, and the zombie cowboys were no match for them. With the united efforts of the townspeople, the zombie cowboys were driven away. Just when they thought the crisis was averted, another Homer appeared from the future, claiming that gun violence had destroyed the earth. But before he could finish speaking,
What is this, open mic night?